Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. And in today's video we're going to talk about the potential WWE return of Uncle Howdy. And it feels more than just a potential return, it feels like a pending return. But of course I've got a few questions along the way. Are we actually going to see Taylor Rotunda, aka Bo Dallas, portray Uncle Howdy again, physically? And also, if Uncle Howdy does return, is he going to return alone or is he going to return with others? And I'm still not sure how I feel about returning Uncle Howdy, that specific character, in physical capacity. From what we understood from the previous story, Uncle Howdy was a character that haunted Bray Wyatt in his dreams when he was a kid. He was the scary guy in the background that haunted Bray, right? He was the ghost in the machine. He was the guy we saw pop up on the Titantron, who in parallel was really in Bray's head, right? And then we saw the physical version of Uncle Howdy portrayed by Bo Dallas, Bray's brother, right? Like, how can you have him portrayed by Bo Dallas again? I feel that Uncle Howdy is not actually going to return in physical form. I think he's going to be the puppet master, the man in the background that controls a faction, and one of those members being Taylor Rotunda, aka Bo Dallas. Now, you might have some creative ideas. Get down in the comments section, share your thoughts and opinions in terms of how you would bring back Howdy if it were to be in physical form. How would you make that work? I'd be really intrigued to hear your thoughts and opinions, because I can't see it working that way. I think he's going to be that guy in the background, and then we're going to have Bo, or he might even come back as his real name, Taylor Rotunda, mark his own legacy rather than a cookie cutter version of his brother. He would never replicate his brother, plain and simple. And you've got to be careful that they don't go too close to home with that as well. But I love the idea of there being this faction coming together, all former allies of Bray Wyatt's, in Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan, of course, former Wyatt family members, Alexa Bliss, of course, we know the connection Alexa Bliss and The Fiend had, and maybe, just maybe, some others. But initially, having Braun and Eric and Alexa and Bo together just feels right. It really does. And it's not too many cooks in the kitchen either. I think 4 members of a faction is just about right. I mean, we get infatuated about this Wyatt Six. We never know what the Wyatt Six was ever supposed to be. Whether it was going to be a faction, we will never know. Alexa, Braun, Eric and Bo would be tasteful, because it would be superstars that were super close. Literally, when you look at Eric Rowan and Braun, like kind of brother close, you know, not blood brothers, but literally like that close of friends to Bray, that they felt like brothers, for them to be in a faction. And of course we know how much Alexa Bliss meant to Bray in terms of creative, like how close they were. Bray describing Alexa as the last shining piece of that Fiend storyline arc. And it would just feel right. I think you'd have to be careful if you introduced new talent, such as a Joe Gacy, for example. Like, it needs to be tasteful initially, and maybe it can evolve into a full-on Wyatt Six. I don't want to come across like I'm being bitter about it in any way. I'm just skeptical how this whole Uncle Howdy character is going to get reintroduced, and whether it is going to be tasteful the way they play this out. But what do you think? Get down in the comments section, share your thoughts and opinions. Of course, from the recent rumours surrounding Eric Rowan potentially returning to WWE, of course, it's got tails wagging, and it is exciting, and I'd love to see it personally. Do you think we're going to see this play out, these teasers play out, for several more weeks to come? Or do you think they're going to phase this over time and individually introduce each character as part of a faction? Like, that could kind of work. I'm really intrigued to see how they play this out. But also at the same time, I can't help but feel a little bit skeptical about it too. That's just maybe being a bit protective of Bray. Thank you so much for watching the video. As always, it'd be very much appreciated if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. We'll catch you in the next one.